Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've decided to start all my videos early today because I have some free time. Now, every once in a while, people demand that I make an Alibaba video. They say, hey, strong man, Alibaba went down. It went down more. You're stupid. Well, if you make fun of all these grifters, why can't you address the fact that Alibaba went down? Well, number one, I want to make something very clear, okay? And I say this in every freaking video I make. I am a long-term boglehead investor. 95% of my portfolio is in the Vanguard Total World Stock Market Index Fund. And 5% of it is in Alibaba because I dedicate 5% of my portfolio to speculation. Now, why did I buy Alibaba? Well, I saw a company that had a lot of economic, whirlwinds around it. I saw a company that was, getting hammered in the stock market, that everybody said was doomed, that you didn't own it, and all these freaking negative things. But I looked at the fundamental business and I looked at the country that it's in, and I said, this doesn't make any sense. Now, there are some risks. There are some massive risks. Number one, you don't technically own the stock. That's 100% true. Number two, China is a communist country. Okay. Number three, they have a real estate bubble. Number four, well, there's innumerable freaking risks. Okay. The Chinese government could come in and just confiscate the money from Alibaba. They've done that before. There's tons of risks. But in my opinion, all those risks make the potential reward that much greater because Alibaba is a real business with massive cash flows and massive profits and access to a market that is 3 or 4 times bigger than the United States. And I'm willing to wait and be patient and potentially reap the rewards of that. And if I'm wrong in 10 years, because I'm not going to admit I'm wrong right now, it's way too early. If I am wrong in 10 years, I will freely admit that it was stupid of me to buy Alibaba, and I'll just continue to buy VT. Okay? Now, let me go show you why I think this whole thing is ludicrous. Everybody and their mom is saying that China is doomed. It's over, boyo. And one of the biggest things they criticize is, well, number one, the slowing GDP growth. And number two, they talk about the real estate bubble. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but every country goes through horrible economic times. And if y'all recall, the United States, this country, almost destroyed the global financial system in 2007, 2008. We also had a clownish real estate bubble, and the world melted down. And ever since that meltdown, our stock market has exploded. Mostly, I think, because of the Federal Reserve. We came out of it. We survived. Now, when people look at China, because they're our geopolitical enemy and they are a rising power and they're a threat to the United States, all you hear is negative, negative, negative. They're trash. And there are whole YouTube channels dedicated to just absolutely crapping on China. And I get it. I mean, a lot of people fear China. They have 1.4 billion people and they're a rising power and they're our number one enemy. And even the United States government has acknowledged that. Okay. But let's go ahead and look at my massive losses in Alibaba. So here's Baba. It is currently $72.46, and it is down 60% in the last 5 years. Okay. Currently, I have a basis of 134.73. I haven't bought any more. Last year, I was flush with a lot of cash, and I'd already maxed my tax advantage accounts. This year, I don't have as much cash sloshing around. I got 2 kids, car payment, blah, 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 blah. So I don't want to dedicate a lot of my portfolio to individual stocks. There are some individual stocks that I would buy, and if I just had a ton of extra money, I would definitely consider averaging down on Baba a little bit. But right now, I'm not doing that. And you can't say I haven't bought the dip in Baba because my last purchase was when it was like $75. But I've been absolutely freaking wrecked, okay? You can look at the market capitalization of Baba. It's less than $200 million. It's freaking madness, okay? Now, I recently saw that the Hang Seng Index in Hong Kong is at like 13-year lows or something like that. So it's currently, let's see, the last time it was roughly equivalent was basically going all the way back to the financial crisis. So the Hong Kong index has basically been flat for the last 13 years since the financial crisis. Now, if you compare that to the growth of Alibaba from that point, let's see. You can't even go back that far. The most recent or the earliest data we have on here is that Baba's revenue in 2012 was 34, looks like billion Chinese currency units. And we've gone from 34 to 853. That is a massive, massive difference in revenue. And I'm sure the profits are way up more too. Let's go look. So the first data of profit we have hitting the bottom line is roughly, we'll call it 8, okay? And we go from 8 all the way to 61. So you mean to tell me that the index of China, of Hong Kong, is flat and Baba is, if it wasn't publicly traded that far back, but you mean to tell me that the stock price of Baba is basically where it was at 13 years ago when you look at the massive growth in their underlying fundamentals? There's a good reason for it because there is insane amounts of fear and there's a lot of risk. But if you just look at the fundamentals, it doesn't make any sense. And a huge part of me, I just cannot process in my head that Chinese stocks as a percentage of the total market cap of the world are only 3%. They're the second largest economy in the world. They have cash generating powerhouses for companies. They're growing faster than the United States. Maybe not in the next year or two because the whole real estate bubble. But trust me, they will quickly overtake the US's growth rate again. You mean to tell me that these companies are trash and that Chinese stocks only make up 2-3% of the world's market capitalization? It doesn't make any freaking sense to me. Okay? But like I said, there are a lot of risks, and I don't think you should YOLO all of your money into Alibaba. As a matter of fact, you'd be absolutely fine. But I'm not the same clown as these other guys on YouTube. Number one, that put all of their money into clown stocks, and all of their stocks are down 80%, and they're selling you courses for thousands of dollars to help you lose money. I'm not even close to that. This is 5% of my portfolio. And I don't think I'm wrong. It is too early to tell. I don't think Bob is going to disappear. I don't think China is doomed. I think the fear that we're going through, I don't think it's going to last forever. And I'm willing to wait 10, 20, even 30 years if I have to get some kind of outsized reward. Because it's just ludicrous to me that Baba, let's say, the revenues in the next 10, 20 years grow by another 2x or 3x. The stock price is still going to be going down. I mean, at some point, it just gets to a level of madness, okay? But I'm willing to wait. So, yeah, I'm down massively. Can't really do anything about that. Small part of my portfolio. It was a gamble. I could be wrong. I could have made a huge mistake. But at the end of the day, I still mitigated my risk. It's only 5% of my portfolio. If Baba goes to 0, I'll be butthurt and I'll be laughed at. And people will call me an idiot because I should have bought Tesla because it went up. Or I should have bought Bitcoin because it went up. But worst case, 95% of my portfolio is in the Vanguard Total World Index. So you clowns, get your laughs. I'm not afraid to show my losses. And we'll see. But, a lot of you guys, you people really are so stupid. And I'm not talking to all of you. But some of you really think that something like Baba going down is exactly the same thing as Tattooed Chef going down or Palantir going down or all these other clown stocks. There is a massive difference between a company that is a cash generating machine that has access to huge markets and a liberal soy boy vegan food company. There's a massive difference. Look at Meta. That's another example, okay? Amazing US stock, cash generating machine, had impressive revenue growth. That stock fell. Now, a lot of people don't think Meta's dead, and I don't think Alibaba's dead, okay? One's a U.S. company. Well, it's international. Baba's obviously, the vast majority of their revenues come from the Chinese market, okay? Stocks sometimes go down, and sometimes markets get irrationally fearful. But you cannot compare Baba to something like tattooed chef. Okay. But you guys do it. You guys do whatever you want. All your stocks are down. Well, I mean, yeah, VT's down. You're right. Intel went from 68 to 25. Did I buy Intel at 28, 68? See, this is the manipulation. This is how stupid you people are. Okay, look. I put $500 into Intel and they had that horrible quarter and I sold it and I lost $25. Okay. $25. Yeah, compare that to some freaking grifter that charges people tens of thousands of dollars and is down millions of dollars in their portfolio on cloud stocks. But it's the same thing. Intel went down. You lost $25. This green screen's a disaster. Echo said, anybody who buys BT is whack. Voo all day, he says. Is that a quote from Echoes? I may have to debate him. I mean, U.S. stocks did go up more, so you should buy them. What's up, Commie Man? If Z doesn't end zero COVID after he's reelected, then Baba is done. Because if they don't reopen a plan to do zero COVID for 5 years, how is it over? China's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. Okay. It's never going to grow again. The economy is going to be absolutely destroyed. All Chinese stocks are going to zero. 1.4 billion people. You really think that? Okay. And at some point, you got to think about it, from a logical standpoint. And maybe my mindset doesn't match the Chinese leaders. But the Soviet Union was our last geopolitical rival, right? We had the Cold War. And the Soviet Union collapsed because they couldn't afford to fight the United States because they were a lot more communist than China was. And if you want to overtake the United States, if I was Chinese, if I was the leader, I would do everything I possibly could to foster a strong economy. Now, you have to make sure that you don't have all these billionaire titans challenge you if you want to be a dictator or you want to have like party dominance. But to beat the United States, they have to have a strong economy. Why destroy your economy in the long run? You will never overtake the United States. Then everybody will be right. It doesn't make sense to me, okay? And I think the Chinese are smarter than people give them credit for. I think most Americans are freaking stupid. And, we're worried about short-term election cycles. I think the Chinese think in decades. You look like a nerd. Thank you. Nerd man finance. Strong man equals simp man. God, these people, you're still worried about the Meet Kevin thing. Like, you guys are just... I'm going to be getting comments 10 years from now.
Yeah, Meet Kevin. Remember you sold out to Meet Kevin 10 years ago? Yeah. Oh, you know what Meet Kevin did today? He farted. Oh.
First you steal Paul's Excel sheet, then you steal his glasses. Have you no shame? Next I'm going to steal his girl. I'm just kidding. You damn fool. Garage is Dodge Charger, not office. Oh, this is my office. I work here. I have a full-time job. And I sit right here all day. China VT shill. Laughing my butt off 30 years. Okay, look. You think in 30 years, Bob is still going to be flat? I mean, anything's possible. But at what point does it just get so ludicrous that it just goes beyond all belief? That's how I see it. Keep buying U.S. stocks, bro. Problem is if there was Taiwan war, U.S. will go full Russian, freeze foreign hold like they did. I mean, yeah, that's a risk. But, personally, I could be wrong because I was wrong about Ukraine and Russia. Like, I was like, the Russians will never invade Ukraine. That's craziness. And they did. But right now, China is going through economic troubles. I think the last thing they want to do is invade Taiwan. Maybe. That's my logical thought. It's like, okay, now we have to pay for a freaking war when our economy's in shambles. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Great content, informative and entertaining. Thank you very much. I want you all to get out of this that we're all human. We all make mistakes about stocks. Sometimes we get blinded. Sometimes we don't, consider all the factors. And that's more of an argument to invest the majority of your money or all of your money in some kind of broadly diversified index fund. Because like I said, even if I'm wrong, which is entirely possible, and I look like a freaking clown, at the end of the day, I'm still going to be a millionaire. I'm still going to have millions of dollars in VT when I'm 60. My retirement will not be affected. Maybe I won't be able to go on that China trip that I was planning, but whatever. Would you rather have to trust your portfolio with Jeremy or Mo? Oh my God. Don't give me those choices, Mom. That's, oh God, that just makes me shiver. Palantir is not a clown stock, just hyped up by meme traders who understand nothing about their true business. Well, maybe the company, I never said it was a clown company. It's a clown stock. I like you. I don't like Baba. That's fine. Russia froze 610 billion worth of West held stocks as retaliation, blah, 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 blah. If China goes, you are in danger of having it frozen. Yeah, that's a risk. Let's see. I like you. I also like Intel. Yeah. After that revenue crash, I was out. Oh, you bought Intel. You lost $25. See, you're just as bad as Jeremy. Hey, Strongman, I want to join the army and go to Iraq. No, you don't. I'm 12 right now. No, you're not. The A in CPA stands for Alibaba. Is Meta dumb? No, honestly, I mean, okay, I don't even want to say it. I won't even say it. Meta is very intriguing, but like I said, if I were to buy individual stocks, out of all the ones that are down, I would consider Meta pretty heavily, in my opinion. So that means you should put all your portfolio in it, and then you can sue me when you lose all your money. But no, I'm not buying individual stocks right now. I married my wife 30 years ago, and she's still flat. And then, you know, the funny thing is, like, I just can't wait for the day. And like, if I have to wait 10 years for this, I can't wait for the day where I can look at a stock chart, you know, like 10 years, past 10 years performance. And I see something like Tesla just, you know, have massive negative returns and Alibaba be way up. I can't wait for that day where I can throw all this in your faces. When all you clowns bought Tesla and Bitcoin because they went up, bro. And don't kid yourself. You buy things because they go up. I know it. You know it. We all know it. I cannot wait for that day when I can laugh. Or like I said, Bob will be delisted and China will just be gone. It'll just be gone. You know, 1.4 billion people, just gone, bro. It's over. You can never recover from a housing crash, even though the U.S. almost destroyed the world. Well, it doesn't matter. If people want to buy the dip, why no if people like to buy the dip, why no Vanguard? It dropped. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't get it. All right, I got a couple more videos. All right, a couple more comments. I only buy things because they go up. Now, maybe you don't. A lot of people, like, you don't understand. Even like good investors, I see this. It's like even the best investors, they seem to like stuff because it goes up, and they even though people don't think they're doing it, they have this unconscious bias where they filter on past performance, and that heavily influences their investment decision, even subconsciously. And to me, it's like that's just like a horrible way to invest. Oh, it went up more. Are you still in Intel? No, I had $500 in it. After that horrible revenue decline quarter, I sold out and I lost $25. That green screen looks like a cheap curtain. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I got to find a way to position it. I don't know. Right now, it's kind of a disaster. Best ETF for Roth. Go to the Bogleheads forum. It's that gambling high. Yeah. Intel's best days are over. We don't know. They even have to use a Taiwan semiconductor for chip manufacturing as they themselves can't. You know, I mean, you don't know. The only problem I have with Tesla is the elitists who know nothing about a company but act like they do. The ignorance, that competition, and the price tag. Look, Tesla, nothing makes me more angry than people that invest in Tesla. Literally because it went up and because it's the future. And that's the vast majority of retail. They could say whatever justifications they want. They bought Tesla because it went up and it's the future. And Elon Musk is a king or something. And I can't wait for those people to be destroyed. And when they lose all their money and they're in poverty, I'm going to laugh at them because they're freaking stuck up dweebs. Don't be bag holding Chinese stocks. They are crap. Oh, I'm diamond here. I am not selling Baba. Hell or high water. Did you get the green screen from Alibaba? Should I invest in Alibaba or Tattooed Chef? You should consult your financial advisor. Why not buy Vanguard? I mean, I own every stock in the world. I every 2 weeks, I buy VT. Every 2 weeks. I actually looked up in my I've invested $20-something thousand into VT Wax this year, and I've put $6K each into my IRA and my wife's IRA. So I've invested roughly $32,000 directly into index funds this year. And I've invested, I don't know, maybe $1,000 or $2,000 in Baba this year. Like the comparison doesn't even like compare. If I want Electric car. Might as well buy electric Audi. No, buy Tesla. You're a loser. If you don't buy Tesla, you're a loser. You only buy terrible performing stocks. That's a fact. What do you mean? I mean, you're more likely to make money, in my opinion, buying something that is profitable with cash just spitting out of its mouth that went down than buying unprofitable trash that went up. That's just my opinion. You look like a normal person. Thank you. You're such a clown, weak man, chicken wing finance. Ouch. How much did you earn from its dividend? Sadly, it pays a dividend, and I'm going to have to pay taxes on it. I haven't been tracking it. I don't really care. I always find out at tax season what how much dividend capital gain I got. Yay, you have a shirt. Have you thought about a green shirt? Thoughts on yes, trash. I made videos about that. Vanguard ETF. What are you talking about, dude? Energy crisis. VT is are you talking about Vanguard ETFs? Or are you saying there's a Vanguard ETF? Energy crisis and worse. South America destroyed by strong. China collapsing, yen collapsing. Go on international. Great idea, strong man. Yeah, see, you don't want to buy in during times of fear. That's stupid. You know, the rest. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think I know what my next video is going to be. I'm going to show you clowns how stupid you are. Okay. Oh, just buy U.S. stocks, bro. But think about what you're saying here. There's a crisis. There's fear. There's pessimism. And you're saying, buy U.S. Why would you buy the stuff that is massively outperformed, that is probably in a freaking bubble, and not buy something where there is maximum fear? Is the world going to end? Is the energy crisis in Europe going to end? Yes, it will. Is our South American countries going to be destroyed by the strong dollar? No, they're still going to be there, okay? Is China going to collapse? No, it's not. Could they have economic contraction? Yes. Will China be there and will be much wealthier in 20 or 30 years? Yes. So, but you're telling me I should not buy when there's fear. It's like with the financial crisis in the U.S. where, remember, we almost destroyed the global financial system. Nobody seems to remember that. The real estate market in the U.S. has collapsed. Everything's going under. Oh, my God. Why would you buy U.S. stocks? And look where we've gone from there. Come on, man. Come on. 100% the reason Tesla is random. How come there was no shill Tesla? There was a few of them. But, yeah, you're right. It's all they do is they look at stuff that went up a lot. And retail is so dumb that they buy into that. It went up a lot. Buy it. Okay? And I even had that mentality. It's like, for a while, I was like, why am I in this VT thing? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, look how well QQQ was done. And then I reread and I reintroduced myself to the philosophy. And I was like, it makes sense. Okay. Buying stuff that went up a lot, just because it went up a lot without any other reason behind it is stupid. SPY will always be better than that is provably false. Can you create some dating content? Yes. If you want to diversify into U.S. tech, check. Oh, my God. No. No. Do you have a couple favorite individual tickers? Yes. VT. Buy U.S. And by the way, Antonio, you get 60% U.S. stocks in VT. Never forget that. When do you think the market will bottom? No idea. What if Putin nukes the market, though? I'm buying, baby. I already said I'm buying the nuke dip. Have you ever had Indian food? Yeah, I actually love exotic food. You know what I'm saying? I don't like standard old American food. Well, I eat it, but I prefer I've lived all over the world. I lived in Italy for 4 or 5 years. I lived in South Korea for 4 years. I've been to Afghanistan. I've toured. I've been to Thailand. I've been to China. It's just a crap hole, and they're doomed. I've been all over the place. I love every type of food out there. I'm anti-CCP, so I avoid China, but I'll God. I mean, like I said, you don't have to buy them. Chicken tikka I love Indian food. Baba, my Tesla sucked. It went down. Why do you live I'm not in the basement. We don't have a basement here. It's this place floods all the time. There's no basements. Nice green screen. Yeah, I'm just going to, even if it never works out, I'm just going to leave that there as a joke. All right, I'm going to knock out my other videos. Cheers.